Here's a quick review of the new book, Rise of the Dungeon Master. So this is a quick review of the book, Rise of the Dungeon Master, Gary Gygax and the Creation of D&D, written by David Kushner and illustrated by Koren Shadmi. I just received this book yesterday. It was a very quick, fun, and enlightening read, and here's a quick look at some of the things I liked, some of the things I would have liked to have seen, and would I recommend it or not. First of all, I like the fact that this reads a lot like a movie. D&D fans have been waiting for a documentary of some sort, of some length, to come out now, and for lots of reasons there is not one yet. This is a great way to sort of satisfy that want in the community right now. The artwork is great. I really loved going through the art of the different panes. In fact, I want to read it again just without reading it and looking at the art specifically in each one. I felt that it was a solid overview of the game's history, all in all, and a lot of small details that you could tell the author had gone to school on this. But what I would have liked to have seen are a couple observations. One, I would like to have seen more about the Twin Cities side of the history, which, if you've seen any of the other videos on my channel, or if you read my Tabletop Terrors blog post where I interviewed the makers of a documentary about the Twin Cities gaming scene, you'll know that I'm a little bit biased about it. But it's because I know, and a lot of these guys that were there, how much the invention of the role-playing game and what came out of the Twin Cities had to do with the hobby. It's referenced very quickly in a couple spots. My general feedback is it's a very chainmail-centric slant at the history of the game, which, between the fantasy supplement and man-to-man combat elements of chainmail, it did have an influence on the game, but I feel like it skewed too heavy based on history. But at the same time, I don't want to be nitpicky about some of the inaccuracies. There are some different things. That kind of dice wasn't out yet. That was published before this. That wouldn't have been there. Some little minutia things, more with the artwork and a couple historical things. But again, this is more to read like a biopic movie than it is a dissertation on the history of it. So I can forgive those small little discrepancies in my opinion. I do hope that if this is a successful publication, this is by Nation Books. You can find it on Amazon, or I'm sure there's other retailers that have it. I hope that a part 2 could come out telling Dave Arneson's side of the story too, which he's referenced in here, but it would be very interesting to have a counterpart about that whole Twin Cities side. Would I recommend this book? Absolutely. For young readers, I'd probably give this a PG-13. There are just a couple pains in there that you might have to explain to young children if they are reading without you supervising or knowing what they're getting into. Highly recommend it. Fun read and some fun history told in a very imaginative storytelling way.